All right, good day, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, don't forget my name is Omojeso Alfred, and this is EPIGNOSIS. Okay, but before I introduce my guest to you, of course, I would definitely love to go on a very short break. So go nowhere. I'll be right back shortly.
Regardless of the words you're telling me that the sky is my limit, I know that I can reach for the stars. I may live in my emotions and you may scrutinize my expression, but I will make every moment count. I will claw, punch and kick my way to every barrier that leads to the top, because I know that I can break a nail. I am more than what you see. I am more than entertainment. I am Swag TV, giving back to the nation.
Now, welcome back from the break. Last week was an interesting moment. Yes, talking about the pastors and their well-being when it comes to church. Yes, and now a lot of persons keep and always that is their thoughts. That is their mentality, saying that the pastors live to sustain themselves through the tithes and offerings in church. Ladies and gentlemen, to discuss this thing further with me is saying Apostle Tony right there with me on set. Okay, same looking at the offering and of course the pastors. All right, now you said something last week, and I quote, you said that it had already been designed that those people are meant to be sustained by the tithe and by the church. Okay, you didn't necessarily call the tithe and offering, but that is where they are fund for, to take care of the church, to look after the church. But you said something again that a lot of pastors are not even living by it. You know what, they've covered need for themselves where they can actually be sustained rather than being sustained by the church. But what else do you have to tell us about this topic, sir?
Yes, well, yes, you're welcome. The Lord bless you.
Yeah.
You know, when you talk about tithes and offering, it's used to be usually being broad. And like last week we were talking, and it was for me, that was a preamble or an introduction into the topic proper. Because when people outside there, they look at the pastors, the pastors are not doing anything. They are not working. They depend on us paying the tithes and offering. That's why during the COVID regime or the COVID session or period, the pastors were not happy because of Zoom worship and all the rest. No, it's not. Now, originally, as I said, the pastors are meant to eat from the tithe. But because of the words of people, you know, the pastors try to make themselves self-respect and also crave a niche where they also have their source of income. And the reason I say so many pastors don't depend on the tithes and offering. Okay. And so many pastors, their tithe alone as an individual, most times is even more than what the whole church pays as tithe. So when there must be a balance in what they are saying, because yes, you will not use a topic of just to rubbish the pastor and saying that. As I earlier said, most of the pastors, their tithe alone, put the church together, is more than what they pay. Now, you remember that the essence of tithes and offering is showing ownership to God. Okay. God is the one that instituted it. You cannot live in an apartment where you are not a landlord and you don't pay rentage. You can also not build on a land which you've not bought. And that's why the law says, even in the constitution of every country, when you want to, they give you a C of O, it's 99 years. So what happens after the 99 years? Understand? What happens after it? Yeah. It only shows you that the government is the owner, the true owner, the right owner of the land. Okay. The essence of tithe, the essence of the law, 614 laws of God, is to show the existence of God, the ownership of God, the relationship between man and God. That's all what it's about. Now, if we have to break out tithes and offering, you know, we said in Malachi 3, 8-10, they say, bring it into my storehouse. It didn't say take to somewhere else. Some person will tell you, yes, I pay my tithe. Yeah. I go to orphanage home. I go to hospital. I go to this. No, you are on your own. Because the instruction says, bring it to my storehouse. I have executives. I have hierarchy. I have an organizational structure on who apportions this tithe, who receives it. And that is the house of God. And the last time I talked about taxation, that Rivers State, we have the Rivers State Internal Revenue. We have the FIRS, Federal Internal Revenue. You cannot say you have a business enter and you are paying, you say to the government you are paying tax. Well, you didn't pay to the regulated body. The government sees you not to be paying tax. Then you are a deterrent. You are a rebellion to the government. So if God says pay tax, your tithe to the house of God, it has to be paid to the house of God. Check, not somewhere else. Jesus Christ was asked to pay tax. As a son of God, he would not have paid. But he asked Peter, go, catch the first fish, open the mouth, and you see a coin, bring it. And he paid. So if believer will pay tax, then why you believer is refusing to pay tithe to your God? God and man, who came first? God. I mean, Jesus Christ, Son of God, could obey the laws of man. You know, the Bible said, the carnal man will not understand the things of God because it's mystery. The things of God is mystery. You know, you take a seed of yam, for instance, a tuber, you cut it and you put it in your barn, and you go to plant. Now, this seed, these tubers remain in the barn. And as it remains in the barn, it stays for the farming season. But before it stays, you find out there's ants, rodents, pests, termites visits it, and they eat some and destroy it. But while some remain in the barn, and they're already yielding out strand of root. So when you take it to the farmland and you sow it, something happened to it because it said every seed must die first before it can generate. So when you sow the tuber of yam, what happens? It decays. It decomposes. What makes it to decay and decomposes? There are some bacterial organisms, either fungus or plants or bacteria or saprophytes that serve as decomposers. That has to make this plant, this yam, decay and die. Then it can now yield forth fruit. The pastors serve as the decomposers. Now, this is a tuber of yam you put in the soil. But the tithe you didn't put in the soil. The pastor serves as that decomposers, as the saprophytes that will make the tuber to decompose in order to yield. If the pastor do not eat from the tithe as decomposer, then your tithe cannot yield for seed. That's the truth.
Yes. Okay. People, you know, it takes a lot to understand. Okay. But first, let's digress a little bit. Okay. Let's look at the various kind of offerings in church. Okay, let's look at the various kind of offering in church. First, we have the tithes. Second, we have the offerings. Okay. Now, third, we have the free will offering. Okay. Let's understand these three. Okay. The tithes, like you rightly said, is compulsory that you pay to the church because why? God himself demand for it. Okay. Whatever the pastor decide to do with the tithes is not our business. Okay, according to you. Now, if I quote you wrong, you have every right to continue, to say no, Mojesu, you're wrong in this part. Okay, does the pastor has all right? I'm looking for a better way to render that question. Now, whatever the pastor deal with the tithes is not our business. Okay, is that what you're saying? We don't have a business. We don't care. It's not our business to find out what the pastor is doing with our tithes or not. Okay. The free will offering, what kind of offering is that? And also, what kind of offering is tithes? And what kind of offering is the offering we give in church?
Yes. Now, the tithe is mandatory.
Okay.
It's compulsory.
Okay.
As I said earlier, it shows ownership. Okay. Landlord of God.
Okay.
That is the creator and maker of man.
Okay.
And the earth, I said, let there be, and there was.
Okay.
And the earth came out of the water. Okay. It shows the landlord. It shows the ownership. Now, then offering is what we give. Normally, church, as they have needs. Some churches you go, they have 2 offerings. Some you go, they have 3 offerings. Some they have 1. Yes, it's as a necessity of the needs of the church. In order for them to meet up the needs. Because I say that in Malachi 3:8-10 said, let every man bring into the storehouse of God. Also, the scripture also said, let every man give to God according to how God has blessed him or her. That's where the free will offering comes in.
Okay.
That's where the free will offering comes in. So let every man give according to how God has blessed him or her. If God has blessed you, well, you give in that proportion. Is it that proportionality now comes in that aspect? So what brother A gives is not what brother B is giving. Understand? So if you want to, like those who said, I'm taking my tithe to orphanage. No, it should come under your free will offering. That should come under your free will offering. Yes, those you want to go to destitute, you want to go to orphanage, you want to go to hospital, it should come under your free will offering. Not the tithe is accurate. It said 1/10. So it didn't say split it yourself. No. That's why I said when you pay tax, you don't tell the governor or the president what to do with the tax. You leave it. It is so responsibility of the president. It's so responsible of the governor to do what he wants to do. So when you pay your tithe, you remove your eyes. It does not concern you. It's God's responsibility and the pastor to give account. He said, remember, he said, judgment will start from the house of God. Yeah. And the judgment that will start from the house of God cannot start from the pew. It's going to start from the pulpit. It's going to start from the pulpit. So, what judgment? Those are the judgments. God looked and said, you are supposed to use this for this. You don't use. No, it's God. Remember, I want to quote a reference. Remember Miriam, Aaron, and Moses. Yeah. But when God said to Miriam, yes, I've been talking to you. Yes, I've been talking to Aaron, but I've been talking to my servant face to face, so you're not the one to judge him. Rather, it was Miriam that now suffered. Yeah. Aaron was fast to quickly hold onto Moses and ask for mercy. And the mercy covered him. I now had to solicit for Miriam. And the Lord said, when Moses wanted to solicit for Miriam, the Lord said to Moses, if a father spat on a child, will the child not stay out? So let her stay out, and after the preparation, then cleanse her and let her come in. So it shows that there's a relationship between the Levites and the priest and God himself. If you look at the book of Numbers, chapter 18, verse 21, and Deuteronomy chapter 10, verse 9, you find that it says that my portion have I given to the Levites. So that portion the Levites are taking, the pastors are taking, is the portion of God. You cannot contest with it. If you want to be a pastor, go and ordain and come and be. Understand?
I think that point is one thing I think we're going to be talking about, but it's not going to be immediately. So everyone do not think you can just wake up in the morning and just want to become a pastor. Okay, but when you're looking at, you said something. You said whatever you're giving to the orphanage, to the elderly, it should be from your free will offering, not your tithes. So yes. You just say these are the people that actually what me giving my tithe to, because I've seen a lot of times. I have a friend that said something that said, I don't pay my tithe to church. No, I cannot give my money to pastor that already has money already. So what I do is I give my tithe to the orphanage. I give my tithe to the elderly. They were actually the one that deserve my tithe. So that was what she said, and I'm like, wow, okay. I didn't want to argue with her, but I said, okay, I just want to really have a point there. But how the point she has, that I don't know. So, but if you are not telling us that those things are something we should do without looking at the tithe, what is, I think we're going to wrap up with this one, but I would like to go on a very short break. So go nowhere, and of course, I will be right back. Thank you.
Are you looking for a premium service? Then Swag TV International is the right place for you to be. Our services are promotion of gospel videos, photo shoots, red carpets, event coverage, live interviews, advert placements, TV programs, and videography training. We provide you the best services you can ever think of. You can locate us at 19A Old Aba Road, opposite St. Michael's Primary School, Rumomasi, Port Harcourt, or call 0808 112-3481 or 0706-488-4102. Visit us on Facebook at Swag TV International or Instagram at Swag TV_International. Swag TV International, redefining entertainment and giving back to the nation.
Ladies and gentlemen, I think we are definitely going to be moving this topic to next week. Yes, we're definitely going to be moving this topic to next week, meaning next week we're going to continue from this same topic. And of course, according to Apostle last week. He said the topic is very deep. Of course, it's very deep. But next week, we should be looking at what happened to those people that have been paying their tithe consistently, but yet they are having financial crisis. Okay, we are going to be looking at that next week. Okay, of course, I said time is one of the greatest enemy we have on this show, because why? We want to pull out more from the spirit, but the time always tell us stop. I tell you that is what happened. But before we call it a wrap, Apostle, please let us know more about your ministry, okay? And tell us a little bit about your services and how we can get in contact with you if we want to.
Yes, we are a Touch from God Ministries located at number 7 Minishinda Street, Elimbu, in the heart of Port Harcourt. Days of services are Tuesdays from 8 a.m. to 12 noon is our fasting and prayers. And from 12 noon, same Tuesday, to 4 p.m. is our counseling period. Our counseling sessions are free. Come expectant. Come with all that you're expecting God to do for you. And the Lord God will touch you, because there's going to be an encounter. And our Friday services are every other Fridays, 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. is our evening with the Lord. But for every second and last Friday of every month is our A Night with God. Okay. A Night with God. A Night with God, as the name implies, a very special one. A Night with God. And it starts from 10 p.m. to 4 a.m. It's a night vigil. You come and you see what God. You can't spend a night with God and you go back without gifts, without blessings. You can't. Because you'll be forced to go back with blessings even when you refuse. And your life will never remain the same. And our Sunday services are 2 services. The first one, and they're called gracious services. The gracious God will meet you in the service. The first one starts from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. And the second, 10 a.m. to 12 noon. The Lord bless you as you come. As you come, you will not remain the same, because it's an encounter center. And when you encounter God, the rest will be testimonies. The Lord bless you in Jesus' name.
All right, of course, when you encounter God, the rest will be easy. My name is Inamoje Suave. Apostle, thank you for coming by. We do appreciate your presence. And
thank you. You're welcome.
We will not take for granted at all. And I know that the people of River State have been learning something from you. Okay, don't forget, next week we're going to be continuing our topic. Okay, and next week we're looking at, for those of you that says, oh, Pastor, that's what you're saying, I've been paying my tithe and yet I'm seeing into issues. I know that Pastor is definitely going to be ready for us next week to digest that part for us. Until